You want to keep it real? I'll keep it real with you. 9 out of 10, the Skydio 2 is not for you. Big shout out to Autonomous Drone Services and madmixtube.com for providing us with the equipment to make these videos possible. Let me take it a step further. If you're ordering the Skydio 2 and you did not order the beacon is not your first priority, you're going to be in for a very big disappointment. And I'll tell you why. If you have never owned or flown one of these, and I have two, thanks to my sponsors, AutonomousDroneServices.com. Do you hear that name? AutonomousDroneServices.com. They believe that autonomy is the future. I believe that autonomy is the future as well. We're going to get there one day. And the Skydio 2, as well as the Skydio 1, when you hear those names, the first thing that should come to your mind is autonomy. The remote controller that it sells is just a bonus. And I'll tell you why right now. I've written everything down so I don't forget what I want to say. If you're using a Mavic 2 Pro or a Mavic 2 Zoomer, you're coming from a drone that has roughly 30 minutes battery life. 20 minutes on the new Skydio will not suffice you. Number 2, we're still on the battery. We have not been told how much for extra batteries. The drone comes with a case with one battery. You have to plug the cable into the drone to charge the battery. What does that tell you? I have never heard of Skydio 1 releasing a multi-charger. Can you expect this? And even if they are going to come out with it, when? In the meanwhile, what do? You walk around with this, I don't know, look at the drone. It doesn't look foldable, doesn't look portable, looks nowhere near compared portability to anything like this or a Mavic Air. So you're walking around losing portability, flying on Wi-Fi, which we'll talk about in a little bit, because of what? Autonomy? Do you really care about autonomy that much? How much active track do you use on a daily basis every time you put your drone up? Ask yourself that question. The Skydio 1, as you can see, I'll put my hands down here. It's magnetically locked. The battery is not coming out. It's held in place by magnets. Simple as that. It flies like this. The new Skydio 2, the battery magnetically fits in the bottom. Whether there's a latching mechanism or not, why would you want to introduce what could be possible complications? I get it, they're great engineers, but why would you want to put magnets to fight gravity? Why not put the magnetic batteries at the top, where gravity will be locking it in place as gravity pulls down? Why put it at the bottom so every time you're flying, you're constantly, this battery is fighting gravity to not fall out? Whether it has a clipping mechanism or not, I don't get it. It was the same thing with the DJI Spark. And those batteries were detaching for a while. I would think that the smartest thing to do would to have gravity work for you instead of against you. If you watched my last video, I had both Skydios flying and they bumped each other. They kind of grazed each other. They're not really meant, although they do dodge other moving things, they're more so meant to dodge things that don't move. This hit the other one because, number one, it's really thin. Yes, it's a big drone, but it's really thin. So it's really hard for one to spot the other, especially since they only see in grays and blacks and darks. This is as black as it gets, and it's very thin. So it's very hard to be picked up by the sensor. And on top of that, both drones are moving. So it has to dodge something that's dark in color, that's thin, and that's also moving. Pretty hefty feat. Now the Skydio 2, you're in a much better position because even though it has less cameras, it's seeing in color. And chances are it won't hit another one as easy as this one did in the video. If you haven't seen it, link in the description and right up here somewhere. So why am I telling you that? Because these are the type of things that should be interesting to you when you hear the words Skydio 1 and Skydio 2. The remote controller was the least emphasis because they spoke about it late in the video and they did not put a lot of focus into it. The beacon, completely new design. The Skydio 2, completely new design. The controller, Paradanafi rebranded controller. No complete new redesign. Obviously, they're just throwing the controller in there as a bonus. It's not what the Skydio 2 is all about. Number two, that means they're probably not, and I don't know because I haven't gotten the drone yet. Autonomous Drone Services, my sponsors, they've already pre-ordered. They're going to send the drone straight to me as soon as it comes. So, yeah. But I can pretty much tell you, if they haven't put a lot of effort into the controller, they probably haven't put a lot of effort into the apps as well. So if you're looking for a ton of features in the apps, you're probably not going to get that, at least not right away. By the time you buy the drone with the controller, that's $1,100-$1,200 with tax. Who knows what you're looking at? To be waiting on apps and updates and all these different things. You really want to deal with that? I'm just saying. Is this drone really for you? I'm just saying. No multi-charger? I'm just saying. Not exactly portable? I'm just saying. It's Wi-Fi. It's Wi-Fi. If you're in the middle of hoobla boobla, well then that's fine. You'll be alright. You'll get whatever the Mavic Air can give you. If you're happy with the Mavic Air and you don't have any complaints about the controller's signal strength and transmission for the drone or a DJI Spark, then you will be happy with the Skydio 2. But paying $1,100-$1,200 for the controller, no beacon, and then you have Wi-Fi on a big drone that's not really portable, let me know how that works out. The camera is obviously not a 1-inch sensor, because if it was, I feel they would have stated that as a plus in the video, and they didn't. So I'm figuring a 1/2 or something within that spectrum and range. Now it's absolutely phenomenal. You can squeeze 13 stops of dynamic range out of that camera. I'm sure if the footage, what we saw in the video, is real, and I'm pretty sure it is, it's a beautiful camera and it's going to give you great flexibility. But there are a lot of other drones out there that can give you probably not 13 stops, but look at the Autel Evo. Can give you about 12 stops of dynamic range with a 1/2 sensor that comes in with $1,000 with a controller, a little built-in screen just in case you forget your phone, a little bit more battery life, much better transmission and signal, and tested and proven already. Stop and think, guys. Really stop and think. Is this Skydio 2 for you? Stop and think. Don't just get fooled by the hype. Now, if you're like me and you're a guy who flies at night, forget about it. There is no sensors gonna work in the night. Not DJIs, not Skydios, nobody. And if you're going to be dealing with a 1/2 sensor at night with Wi-Fi technology, not exactly portability, and you're a night flyer, please, this drone gets completely ruled out. I'm not too concerned about that because I know most people don't fly at night anyway. I feel like I've been bashing the Skydio 2, but I haven't. I'm just stating the facts for you. This drone is not garbage. It's actually, I think, a really cool drone. Who is this drone really for? Let's talk about it. Who is this drone really for? First of all, I don't think Skydio is going anywhere, whether they sell a lot of these drones or not. Because this at $2,000, they sold enough to stay in business. And everyone who bought this for $2,000, 9 out of 10, I can guarantee you, will love the Skydio 2. Because this doesn't have a controller, and if you bought this, it means you're an action sports guy. It means when you leave your house every morning to go filming, the first camera that you're looking to grab is a GoPro or an Osmo Action. You're just that kind of dude. You're out there and you're running and you're jumping and you're doing something physical, guy or gal, which, you know, a lot of gals out there very physical too. So you're just that guy or gal. and you own this, you're definitely going to buy the 2, because the 2 is a huge upgrade, and that the fact that they throw a controller in gives you a little more flexibility to dabble in the world of DJI while you're out there doing your action stuff. If you're out there filming ATV footage and you're filming some action dirt bike footage and that kind of stuff, which the Skydios are made for, and you decide, you know what, I've got a camera with 13 stops of dynamic range, taking into consideration that that's true, I might as well catch this beautiful reveal shot. That will make a great intro to my ATV video or to my dirt bike video. See where I'm going? That's the flexibility that the remote control gives you. Not, you know what, I'm buying this drone with the remote controller to fly and replace my Mavic and the DJI, screw DJI. It's not about that. Do you understand what I'm saying? The controller is a plus to the game. So if you find yourself buying the Skydio 2 with the controller and not the beacon, you are 9 out of 10. You're not going to be a happy camper. Now, is it a great drone for beginners? Because it has all the obstacles. It has the best obstacle avoidance on the planet due to the fact that it's an autonomous drone. Yes, it makes it virtually the hardest drone on the planet to crash and would be an excellent drone for someone who's now getting into the hobby. But it's an excellent drone for somebody who's now getting into the hobby with a big budget. Oh my gosh, with the beacon, guys, I cannot stress to you how cool that beacon is. Before, with this, if you're used to flying this camera can get lost too, especially since if you start picking up speed. On foot, maybe not so much unless you're around a lot of trees and stuff, but on a bike, yes. On a motorcycle, yes. But now with the beacon, with a 1 point something meter radius or mile radius, it's going to be very hard for this drone to lose you. Meaning that you might maneuver between something and it's going to lose you, but it knows where the beacon is. It's going to fly right back to where the beacon is. The camera is going to point right back at you, pick you up, and guess what? 9 out of 10, when you're done doing you, and you land the Skydio 2, and you look back at the footage, 90% of what you did is going to be caught on camera. And that's the most important thing when it comes to this drone. This drone is all about you, the action guy, the adventure guy, the action girl, the adventure girl. Speed, sports, adrenaline, GoPros, action cameras. This is your world. And this is a big, big step in your direction. And also, last but not least, it's a great step in the direction for government. Government does not want to deal with Chinese drone manufacturers, in particular DJI, which in my opinion is some bullshit, because we live in a global market, and just because they're the best at it, you can't deal with that. You throw some national security spying on us, taking our information kind of BS out there to kind of rattle everybody so that they can replace, get the technology up to speed, and deliver a product that can do the same job or close to what DJI is doing. We all know what that's about. And if you don't, and you're still believing this national security stuff, being at risk, and privacy, and data and information stealing, good luck to you. You've obviously never heard of the smartphone that comes with a camera that everyone has. Google Earth, Google Maps. Need I go on? My point is, guys, tread cautiously. I didn't want to make this video. I wanted to go with the hype and let everybody buy an experience for themselves, because I feel like when I make these kind of videos, hardly anyone ever listens. Not that I'm a DJI fanboy, it's that I'm experienced. I fly these things. Not only these things, I fly the Phantoms, I fly the Mavics, I fly the Evo. I fly. And when you fly all the time, it's very, very difficult to get fooled by the fluff in any video. So guys, if you ordered the Skydio 2 with the beacon, you're on the right track. You're going to love this drone. If you ordered the Skydio with the controller, the Skydio 2 with the controller, expect some mixed emotions in there. Don't be complaining because of how much money you spent and what you got. For all the haters out there who say, oh, you have to own it to know it. No, you don't. There you have it. I've said it. Take it how you want it. I'll catch you when I can. Tell me what you think. Give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, whichever thumb works for you. And I'll see you guys when I can. Big shout out to Autonomous Drone Services and MadMixTube.com for providing us with the equipment to make these videos possible. I'm still giving away 6 DJI Mavic 2 Pros or Zooms. Head over to my Patreon account, donate $1, become a patron, and automatically you're entered to win a chance to win one of 6 of those drones. Guys, let's make this happen. Come on, support me and help me support you.